get this on that San Francisco train tonight.
Another minute and you'd have been too late. I ain't never gonna get caught up.
You keep trying here. Colonel Ashby.
I didn't kill him.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning. You ready to go back to work now? Barley's heading out. Alfalfa's ready to be cut. 16 colts just waiting to be broke. I do hope you can spare us a few moments of your time.
Well, I'm ready. I'd sooner clean out the stables than testify at that inquest anymore.
Then it's all over.
They brought in an indictment of first-degree murder last night. It's all over but the hanging.
Corby Kyles for Colonel Ashby. One of the most despicable men in our community, taken in exchange for one of the most charitable, beloved men. Not a very fair exchange.
If I had my way, I'd kick Jake Kyles and all three of his sons clean out of this valley. That bunch is worse than a wagon load of barbed wire.
Sorry I'm late.
Audra?
Well, good morning, Audra. Good morning. Audra. All this work going on around this ranch, I suppose you've been out dancing the moon down.
Well, you're welcome to suppose all you like.
You know, as soon as these odd jobs are through, maybe we ought to commence riding herd on our little sister.
I'll have you know I was up at 6 o'clock this morning and picked up the plans for the orphanage for the meeting this afternoon.
With Colonel's murder, you don't suppose that Mrs. Ashby will change her mind about donating that land, do you?
Well, Mrs. Ashby told the committee that the children shouldn't suffer because of his death.
I'm sorry, you just ain't gonna barge in.
I want to do some talking.
Jake Kyles, you get out of here.
Nick,
It
Nick.
take much of your time, Victoria.
Get those hats off.
And just after asking a simple favor from an old friend. Never asked the Barkleys for nothing before except to be left alone. That's the way we've been with everybody in this whole valley, up till now.
All right. What favor can we do for you?
I've been all over town. Ain't a lawyer anywheres will even touch my boy's case. They're either afraid of Ashby's name or mad at Kyle's. Jared, he ain't afraid. He's pretty fair with them legal speeches. I'd like to hire him on. You willing?
Now, Jake, you think about the reasons those lawyers turned you down. It's probably because they don't believe your son's plea that he's innocent.
'Cause ain't a one of them will even listen to his side. Jared, you're my last hope. I wouldn't ask you neither if it weren't for the fact that your daddy and me came to this valley together.
A member of my family is the prime witness against your son.
I thought of that, too. But it ain't as if he's a real member of the Barkley family.
Nick. Now, Jake, I'll try and overlook that remark. But you understand this. I'll not accept your case.
You're always yapping it up about justice. But when it comes to action, you're like all the rest of them do-gooders do nothing. I'm telling you, the real knife stickers in this town are the high and mighty mucky-mucks like the Bartleys. And that'll be enough.
Now, you heard Jared's answer. Don't make it any worse.
All right, you see to it he keeps his nose out of our business. And see that he don't tell any more lies about my own son.
Mr. Cowles, I don't take to anybody calling me a liar.
And I'm telling you, you're testifying against Corby makes you one.
Get out.
Get out of here, Jake, before we forget you're an old man. Now move.
Come on, Paul.
All right, let's finish breakfast.
Keith, I'm sorry for what he said.
Thanks, sis.
I'm sure if Jacob really tries, he'll find a competent lawyer.
What difference does it make?
Well, sometimes it has been known to make the difference between a verdict of guilty and innocent.
But Heath caught him red-handed.
And it's high-low, Jack, and the game, right?
Right. Good afternoon, Counselor.
Jared.
Clem, how are you?
Fine. Good to see you. Say, I owe your brother Heath a drink for testifying at the inquest.
He's a prosecutor's dream. Thank you, sir.
Would appear so, but, too bad it cost an Ashby to get rid of a Kyles.
Tell me, Clem, is it true that Jacob Kyles can't get anyone to defend his son?
Oh, I hear tell he's been asking around. But unless Corby decides to change his plea to guilty, I don't think he's going to have much luck. Why are you asking?
Oh, it's just that he finally got around to asking me.
Oh.
No, sir. Never a Kyle set foot in this shop. Them so shaggy-eared, they ought to pay double dog taxes. I ain't complaining. I wouldn't want to dull my shears on any of them. Colonel Ashby. Well, they broke the mold when they made him. It's a grand funeral. I shaved him. Creek hanging would be a community service. Set a simple black-tongued example for the rest of them. You ought to hamstring the whole crew of them. Ought to tie 'em up in a cave. Clean 'em out once and for all from the land of civilized people. The only thing, hang it won't bring the colonel back. But at least he wouldn't be able to kill anybody else, that's for certain.
Nice talking to you, Slim.
Thank you, Miss Barkley. Been nice talking to you. Next.
Kyles are a menace to our community. The record shows a history of 14 individual arrests during this past year alone. Corby Kyles himself has been charged with drunkenness, destruction of private property, conspiring to defraud, assault with a deadly weapon, and now we know him to be the lowest of all human beings, a murderer. Don't you think this editorial is just a little prejudicial?
You call it prejudicial. I call it the truth.
Tell me, George, are all writers so emotional? Or is it just that lawyers are too objective?
Jared, I don't understand you. Your own brother is living proof of Kyle's guilt.
Oh, I'm well aware of the case against him. I just wonder if you'd print anything for him. Hello, Audra. Well, who are your little friends?
But these are some of the children whose parents were lost in the epidemic. I'm taking them over to Mrs. Bradshaw's house. There's just no room in the old orphanage. Children, why don't you go on to Mr. Perkins' store and tell him I said to give you each a licorice stick? Jared?
Hmm?
You're thinking about the Corby Kyles case.
What makes you say that?
Because I heard what you said to George Allison.
Oh. Well, I just don't like it when a newspaper condemns a man before he's even been tried. After all, it might be one of my clients sometime.
You're not thinking of changing your mind and taking the case.
The last thing in this world I want to do is defend Corby Kyles. Anyway, that's nothing for you to be worried about.
Yes, it is. How do you think Mrs. Ashby's going to feel about being associated in the orphanage with us if you defend the man who murdered her husband?
Now, Audra, Corby Kyles might be guilty, but...
Might be guilty. He saw him do it. That's proof enough. Jared, you've got to promise me you won't take the case.
I'm sorry, honey. I can't make you that promise.
Now you see what I've been doing all year. The new orphanage is going to be as perfect as I can get it. Here are the sleeping quarters, and this is the infirmary we're giving the money for. The pantry, the kitchen, the dining room.
What else do these kids do besides eat?
They wash and dry dishes.
Well, I wouldn't think they'd have time between meals.
Oh, don't you worry. They study harder than most children.
All right, I'm sold. Anything I can do, you tell me. Excuse me, sis. Well, you're home early. Town lost its charm.
No, sounds fine.
Well, Audra seems to think you're going to commence a war against her.
Audra jumps to conclusions.
Jared, if you knew a man was guilty, would you defend him?
Only to save his life by pleading for mercy. Especially if there were extenuating circumstances.
But if he claims he's innocent?
Well, that would depend on whether I could believe him or not.
Do you believe Corby Kyles killed Colonel Ashby?
Heath, the more everyone hangs him in advance, the more I wonder about it.
I saw him, Jared. You think I made it up?
No, of course not.
But you still think there's a possibility that Kyles didn't do it?
At this moment, yes. There's a shadow of possible, but not probable doubt. Even though you sincerely believe you saw him do it.
All right. Then I want to make it clear that you don't turn him down on my account.
Thanks, Heath. But that's the cart before the horse. I haven't even talked to the party in question yet. Morning, Fred. Well, I see they're keeping you busy.
No, they ain't. And that's what I like about this job. What can I do for you, Jared?
I want to see Kyles.
What do you want with him?
Maybe offer to draw up his will. Can I see him?
Come on ahead and waste your time. You ain't got nothing worth leaving as far as I can see. Kyles, you got a visitor.
Well, looky here. A high and mighty Barkley has come to lord it over a poor old Kyles. Well, I didn't bow for your brother, and I ain't gonna bow for you, and I ain't gonna bow for nobody else in this coyote town. And I'll tell you something else, mister. I'm gonna gnaw your hanging rope into, and I'm gonna come and get you. And your brother, and that stinking sheriff, and everybody else that's a-crowing over me right now.
You refuse to testify at the inquest. Does that mean you're going to plead guilty?
I mean, what difference does it make? I ain't got no lawyer to prove otherwise.
All right, Corby. Did you do it?
And what if I say yes?
Then I want to know if you're going to plead guilty.
Why?
Because a lawyer might be able to save your life.
My pa said you wouldn't have nothing to do with me.
Your paw might be wrong.
There's something scratching the ear of crawl there, mister. Coming on them cheap maybes. Well, maybe I'm guilty and maybe I'm not.
Which is it?
What if I said I'm not for sure? What then? Of course I'm not. And I got a good notion to tell the whole world about this town. It's full of tall, doggy stuffed shirts. They know when I'm around, good as the Kyles. And believe me, mister, I've seen both sides of it.
Corby, if I thought you'd level.
You Barclays, you ain't got enough to railroad me. So you come here to shut me up, huh?
I came down here to consider your case. Now, if you don't want even that, then at least I've satisfied my conscience that I tried.
Well, hold on a minute. Keep shirt on. I mean, hog, dog, or devil, I got to have me a lawyer.
All right, then, you tell me the truth. Plain and simple.
You wouldn't know the truth. You run over it in the street.
Try me.
All right, you want to know about your high and mighty, rich, respectable Colonel Ashby? He had 2 suits. One of them was clean and one of them was dirty. You want to know how he got his real money? He got it from opium.
You're lying. And let me tell you that that kind of talk is only going to dig you in deeper than you are already.
I figured you'd say that. Colonel Ashby was the middleman for the whole of Central California. All I did was carry the stuff to the buyers like the Hipsu Tong. And that's what was going on back there in that alley. It was the payoff from the head Chinaman. It was one of them Chinamans that killed him, not me.
Can you identify that Chinaman?
No, I can't identify them. They all look alike to me. Like I told you, all I do is carry the stuff. The payoff comes direct. So there I was, back there in that dark alley. I'd come to get my money for my day's work. And I see Colonel Ashby, and I seen a man behind him. And so I yelled to the Colonel, "Look out, Colonel!" And he turned around, and that's when the Chinaman, he done it. So I go over to this poor man, and I pull a knife out of him, and I chase that Chinaman. And that's when your brother, he jumped me. Oh, what's the difference? You ain't gonna believe me, 'cause I ain't nothing but a Kyle's.
There's one difference. If your story is true, it will ruin the reputation of one of the most respected men in this state.
Well, that's that's his fault, not mine.
My brother testified that he saw you stab Colonel Ashby.
And I told you I didn't do it. He's seen a Chinaman, not me. And I swear that on my mother's grave.
Your story is so bad, I'm almost tempted to believe it.
Well, thanks, Jared.
Don't you ever call me Jared. Nick? Is it true?
What?
You're going to defend Kyle's?
No. But it's true I'm thinking about it.
You're going to think yourself right into a hole, brother. The more you think, the deeper you're going to get.
No, Nick, I'd say it's more like treading water. Looking for a bottom that should be there, but isn't.
Well, I just don't see feeling sorry for Kyle's. They came here with the same chances our parents did. The same kind of land. And enough land to keep 3 boys out of the trouble that they're always in.
Look, why don't you give some of that good advice about how to run their place to them?
Because it's none of my business giving advice to people that don't want it. Jared, how long has it been since you've been out to Kyle's place?
A long time. Why?
Well, why don't you take a ride out there? Maybe you can find that bottom you're looking for.
Morning, Jake.
Right down, Barkley. I don't look up to folks when I talk.
Doesn't bother me either way.
Say your piece.
Tell me, Jake, why do you let a good farm go like this?
It's mine. Suits me. I'm a free man. Beholden to nobody.
You figure the less work you do, the freer you are?
You feeling extra proud because you got all your buildings covered in white paint? There's worms under that paint. Shoot. I knew the Barclays when they was kind of dirty. And kind of neighborly. Let that be now.
Morning, boys.
But you didn't come all the way over here just to insult me. Maybe you came over to tell me your so-called brother decided against testifying.
No, I'm afraid not, Jake. I just came over here to see if you're having any better luck getting a lawyer for Corby.
None. You all are the same stripe. Soon as one of you hears of Kyle's within 18 miles of a crime, you right away figure it's him what done the dirty work.
Well, what would you say if they were within just a few feet, Jake? All right, boys, I want those silver conchas in my hand right now.
You got them conchas, Emmett?
No, Pa, I ain't got him. We was just standing here admiring his horse and saddle.
Hey, there you go, accusing my boys.
Well, now, suppose we take it on the evidence, Jake. Those silver conchas were on that saddle when I rode in here. Now they're gone.
Well, now, that don't prove nothing.
Hand them over.
Get away from me. Let go! Let go of me! I didn't do it! I didn't do it! Oh.
Seems what everybody says about this family is true. You've never known an honest day's work or an honest dollar.
Just a minute, Barkley. You don't seem to know a joke when it's played on you.
Corby a joke, too?
Hold on now. Takes a brain like a slippery water snake to blame Corby for them boys' foolishness. Besides, Corby's my burden, not yours.
And you seem to be doing everything in your power to keep it that way, Jake. You know, I think I'd recognize that perfume in the middle of a desert sandstorm. My, you look as lovely as summertime itself.
Thank you.
What brings you to town?
Oh, the place to discuss law is in the lawyer's office, not at a breakfast table.
Very well, madam. Would you please state your legal problem?
Jared, there's nothing in the law that says a lawyer has to defend any special person. I mean, a lawyer has the right to refuse the case if he so chooses.
If he has a good enough reason. No, there's nothing in the law that mentions he has to defend any special person. But when a lawyer takes his oath, he swears to defend justice and the Constitution.
Audra says the committee believes that Mrs. Ashby will change her mind about giving the land to the home if you defend Corby Kyles.
Yes, I've heard that. But in theory, that should have no bearing on the case.
If you do take the case, that means you will attempt to discredit Heath's testimony.
If I take the case.
Jared, from the day Heath came to us, he's had to prove to the people in this valley that he's the equal of anyone, that his word counts no less than any other Barkley.
Oh, Mother, don't you think I've thought about that? You know I don't want to hurt Heath, but he's told me he doesn't want to influence my decision either.
Nonetheless, you will hurt him.
Yes. Oh, that puts me nicely in the middle, doesn't it?
Sure.
I promise you, I will carefully consider everything you've said to me.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think you'd like to know that the judge requested Matt Cooper to defend Kyles, and Cooper agreed.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, sir.
Well, amen to that problem.
The usual tempest in the teapot, hmm?
I'll see you at dinner. Well, I must say I admire your courage, Matt.
Well, thank you, Mr. Barkley, but I'm not really sticking my neck out. You see, the judge promised to send a personal note to Mrs. Ashby explaining the court's position in having to assign a lawyer when the defendant couldn't get one, and my obligation to accept the assignment.
Still, you could have found an excuse to get out of it.
Well, since the judge protected my future, I was glad to get a chance at the experience.
Well, I admire your honesty. Good luck, Matt.
Mr. Barkley, losing this case, do you think that can hurt my career?
Not if you do a good job. What makes you think you're going to lose it before you've even begun your preparation?
Well, I talked to Kyles. He's guilty. You can see it in his eyes. He's a killer.
Oh, I'm bushed. You figure to work on that all night, do you?
I want to get it fixed right.
Sure you won't need any help.
No, it's just about through, Nick.
Well, I'm going out to bed. I'll see you in the morning. Night.
Night.
You better hold it right there, boy. I'd just as soon blast you down as look at you.
What do you want?
We aim to help you learn your testifying.
I don't need any help.
Maybe you best just say you was minding your own business the night Ashby got himself killed.
Yeah. You couldn't see who it was anyways, could you?
I could see.
Just don't you tie in Corby Kyles with no knife, no alley, no killing.
I caught Corby red-handed.
You're wrong, mister. Maybe dead wrong. You don't want to get your family into trouble, do you?
If it takes burning out that fancy house or if it needs killing cows, it'll be done.
And that prissy sister of yours, she could easily end up on a boat to China, and it's a long, long way back.
Bust you! Hit him again, Allen.
You better listen now. Get it right. You testify the wrong way, and we'll come back and put this brand so it'll mark you for life.
What happened? Who did this?
One guess.
Kyles?
It was them. Me and the boys gonna do a little visiting.
Nick, you know better than to play vigilante.
In this case, I wish I didn't.
What'd they say?
They threatened the whole family if I testify against Corby.
I see.
Jared, no one can stop me.
I know that, Heath. And I promise you they'll be punished.
And to think you were considering defending one of them.
Corby is not responsible for what his family does. I'm taking the case.
You can't.
No.
I thought Matt Cooper...
He was. But what chance does a man have when his own lawyer is convinced he's guilty? I have no choice.
Jared, can you tell me why one of our leading lawyers has taken it upon himself to go against the best interests of the town, his family, and himself?
Well, now, George, I'm happy to learn you're still talking to me. After some of your recent editorials, I was beginning to wonder.
Or is it maybe, now that you've gone over all the evidence firsthand, you're going to advise your client to plead guilty tomorrow?
Maybe. And maybe since I have gone over the evidence firsthand, I've uncovered a few facts that even your newspaper didn't know about.
Here's to success.
And the harvest.
Yeah.
Audrey, you look lovely.
Thank you.
Well, now, Audra, I've been in the county seat and a good many other places, but that's the first time I've ever seen a dress like that.
Sort of resembles that new filly, except you can see more brisket than fetlock.
I do believe it's one of those new horse blankets just came out this year. You've heard about it, Mother. It's supposed to be good for circulation.
Oh, hush up, you farmers. You wouldn't know a fancy dress from a sassafras patch.
Come on, let's have dinner.
Yeah. Any word from Jared?
No, not a word.
Wonder where he is.
Excuse me, Mr. Nick, but Mr. Luke told me to tell you the time has come.
Oh, Cedar Bun's coming full. Excuse me.
You're going to hold her hoof, Nick?
Something like that.
Well, I'll bring you a roast beef sandwich.
Thanks, Eve. Nick. Karen. Sorry I'm late.
Sharon?
Audra. Peace. Okay.
Well, I take it it's true. Mrs. Ashby's back down.
And I can't really blame her. So I guess there'll be no new orphans home until we find a new piece of land.
Audra, I guarantee you'll have it.
No, it isn't just the land or even the money. It'll take another year to reorganize, and that's another year out of those children's lives.
Honey, it won't be that long. I'll help that committee speed things up every way I can. And until then, believe me, I'm sorry.
Jared, maybe it isn't your fault. Maybe it's just the times that we live in that allow children to suffer so much. Well, whatever it is, I hate it.
Audra.
Jared?
Needless to say, I'll be glad when this trial is over.
You think you got a chance, Jerry?
Good one, based on what I've got. Only I've heard that Green has a surprise witness. That worries me.
And I don't.
Heath, you understand that when a lawyer takes a job, he does it any way he can. No holds barred.
So that means if you can, you're going to turn me upside down and inside out.
That's what it means.
I'll be ready for you.
Your Honor, I intend to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that Colonel Ashby could only have received the fatal wound in the hand of the defendant. Now, Mr. Kiles, when questioned by Mr. Barkley, you stated that this here knife is your personal property.
Yeah, that's my knife. I made that knife myself.
And this knife belongs to you, too, doesn't it?
I told you that that's the knife I pulled out of Colonel Ashby's stomach before I chased the Chinaman that stabbed him.
In your testimony, Mr. Kiles, you said you wouldn't own a knife like this. Now, why should we believe you?
Can I show you something?
Order in this courtroom.
Now, do you think I'd own an off-breed toad sticker like that thing there?
I want no more such demonstration in this courtroom, Mr. Kiles. Satisfy yourself with answering the questions.
Well, yes, sir, Judge. I'll answer them.
That'll be all, Mr. Kiles.
Witness dismissed. I'll call your next witness, Mr. Barkley.
Your Honor, I'd like to call Mr. Asa Harmon to the stand, please. Mr. Harmon, would you state your occupation, please?
I'm a special detective employed by Senator Harrison's investigating committee.
And how long have you been so involved?
Just a little over 6 months.
What is the purpose of your investigation?
Legislative restrictions on the importation and sale of harmful drugs.
All right, Mr. Harmon, would you tell us, please, what you know of the connection between Colonel Ashby and Corby Kiles?
Kiles worked for Colonel Ashby. Colonel Ashby was a member of a ring distributing opium to Tongs here and in San Francisco.
Order in this court. Continue, Mr. Barkley.
Mr. Harmon, are you saying that Colonel Ashby, a man of spotless reputation, was involved in the narcotics traffic?
No, he was more than just involved. Colonel Ashby was one of the prime movers.
And according to your information, how long was he involved in this trade?
Objection! You'll not make murder any less repugnant by maligning and slandering the good name of the victim, who's not here to defend himself.
Your Honor, I am merely trying to establish the victim's true occupation in order to show that there might be others with stronger motives to have committed this crime. Now, I deeply regret bringing out this sordid background. However, I am sworn to defend my client by all possible means.
Objection overruled. Please answer the question, Mr. Harmon.
How long was he so involved?
We have records showing that Colonel Ashby has been involved in the narcotics trade for over a period of 20 years.
Then it is credible to believe that he may have made an arrangement to meet somebody else, possibly a member of the Tong, in the alley that night.
Yes, sir, I would say so.
Now, Mr. Harmon, would you tell us, please, what you've been able to find out about the narcotics traffic and how it operates?
Yes, sir. Stuff is imported into this country, diluted, repackaged, and then distributed to various cities and communities. The original investment pays off at about 1,000% profit. The addict becomes a virtual slave to his supplier. Congress is presently working on legislation which will make the public sale of harmful drugs illegal.
You tell him, fella, you tell him.
Order!
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
You wish to cross-examine Mr. Green?
Thank you, Your Honor. Not at this time.
That'll be all, Mr. Harmon, and thank you. You're dismissed. Are you ready to call your next witness, Mr. Barkley?
I am, Your Honor. I would like to recall Mr. Heath Barkley to the stand.
Court recalls Mr. Heath Barkley to the witness stand. Mr. Barkley, you're aware that having been sworn in before, you're still under oath to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Be seated.
Mr. Barkley, according to your testimony earlier in this trial, you stated that the quarrel you heard from the alley sounded like such a critical matter that you felt you should interfere.
That's correct.
You further stated that upon entering the alley, you saw two men fighting in the shadows, and that when you came close, one man ran away and the other slumped and fell from a knife wound in the abdomen. Is that correct?
That's right.
Can you tell me the location of the nearest street lamp to that alley?
Street lamp? No.
According to my measurements, it's 87 feet away. Over 30 feet from the entrance to that alley. Now, from that distance, that lamp couldn't shed enough light in that alley for a man to see his hand 1 foot in front of his face. And yet you state that you clearly saw Corby Kyles.
He was in the shadows, but I know it was him.
Even in the shadows?
That's what I said.
Now, Mr. Barkley, would you please tell us again everything that happened up to the time just before you entered the alley?
I was walking along and the headlight from the San Francisco Limited passed over me. I heard a man yell and I ran into the alley to see what it was all about. Even though it was dark, I could see in the shadows clearly enough to know that it was Corby Kyles who ran. And Colonel Ashby had been stabbed.
You're sure?
I am.
Sure enough to put a noose around the defendant's neck?
Yes, I got no reason to lie.
I'm not suggesting you're lying, merely that you're mistaken when you state that you clearly saw Corby Kyles running away.
And I say you're dead wrong.
And I intend to prove you're mistaken by showing you the shadows that you saw into were purely imaginary.
They weren't imaginary. Now, you're out of order, Mr. Barkley. Now, if you speak out again, I'll order you out of this courtroom. Continue.
Can you tell me what kind of a moon there was that night?
No, I don't recall what kind of moon there was.
Very likely. Your Honor, I hold here in my hand a newspaper, which I'll submit later in evidence, which clearly states that there was no moon that night. And if there was no moon, there was no light. And if there was no light, there were no shadows. So you would have had to recognize Corby Kyles in what virtually amounts to total darkness. Now, I submit to you that this is really what happened. From the sounds you heard in the alley, it was clear to you that somebody had stabbed Colonel Ashby and run away. Now, you chased after that man in the total darkness, and you stumbled on Corby Kyles. And putting his reputation together with what had happened in the alley, you assumed that it was Corby who had done the stabbing. Now, having assumed that much, your imagination took you one step further. It led you to believe that you saw more in that dark alley than it was humanly possible to see. Now, I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you absolutely sure it was Corby Kyles you saw and that it could not have been somebody else?
No. I guess I'm not sure after all.
That'll be all.
Any further questions, Mr. Green?
None, Your Honor.
I guess they're gonna have to let me go, right?
Your chances look pretty good.
Your Honor, I would like to call one more witness at this time. Mr. Henry Bingham. Mr. Bingham, you're a train engineer in the Northern Division, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, where were you this month? On the night of the 15th at 11:30 p.m.
I was just heading number 9 out for San Francisco. I was a couple of minutes late.
Did you know Colonel Ashby?
I'd seen him up and down the line for years.
Now, Mr. Bingham, would you please tell the court in your own words exactly what you saw that night as your train left the station?
Yes, sir. I just cleared the last switch and was watching ahead. And straight into the light of my engine, I seen these two men fighting in the alley.
Well, now, how long did the light from your engine shine on the fight?
couldn't say for certain, but it was long enough to see them both clear.
Well, go on, Mr. Bingham. Tell us, who did you see?
The one that was well-dressed I recognized right off as Colonel Ashby. The other one I recognized at the same time.
What was the other man wearing?
Farmhand dress is the best I can tell you.
Well, now, Mr. Bingham, I can readily understand how you might have recognized Colonel Ashby right off, but how can you be so sure of this other man?
I saw his face real clear, and I'd know his face from any other in a second.
Oh, well, why is that?
I'd seen him many times hanging around the station when I was changing trains. Never knew his name, but I'd never forget his face.
Mr. Bingham, why is it taking you so long to come back here to testify?
When I read about Heath Barkley catching him red-handed, why, I figured it was cut and dried, without my having to come down here to say my piece. Then I read about the trial going on, and I sent the telegram.
Could you make him shut up? Could you make him shut up?
Mr. Bingham, about the man you saw that night fighting with Colonel Ashby in the alley. Is he, here in the courtroom?
He is.
Would you, point him out, please?
I'll kill him. I swear to you, I want to kill him.
That's him. The man you call Corby Kyles.
He didn't do it. He didn't. What do you mean, you couldn't have seen me? I mean, nobody could have seen me do it. No, nobody could have seen me do it, huh?
All right. I'd like to propose a little toast. Here's to Big Brother, who it seems is capable of making one of the biggest mistakes possible.
Audrey, do you know what mistake he's talking about?
No, I don't. Maybe you know, Nick.
Beats me. Mother, do you know what mistake Jared's talking about?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Well, Jared, how about dinner?
Dinner? Well, it's almost 10 o'clock. You mean you haven't eaten yet?
The family's not about to have dinner tonight without you.
The work they're doing with scientific crossbreeding. It's fantastic. They've got a couple of Brahma bulls.
Easy, boy. You're on vacation from college. You haven't stopped yammering ever since you got off that train.
Sorry.
Now, don't pay any attention to him. He's just jealous because he knows absolutely nothing about scientific animal husbandry.
Poor old Nick, just a poor old cowpoke.
Vamos a beber aquí algo. Que no se te caiga. No, ¿cómo se va a caer?
Que no se te caiga, José. Ah, cuidado, Mariano, que no se te escape.
Mariano Montoya, right?
Barkley, 4 years ago you gave me a calf. This is not the same calf, but neither am I the same man. I now repay you with deep thanks. Muchas gracias!
All right, college boy. Take him outside and tie him up. Scientifically. Come on, get.
Cuidado.
Mariano, you old bandit. Oh, almost forgot. You know my brother Jared?
Senor. Mariano, good to see you.
Brother Heath.
Senor.
Oh, how are you? Where have you been? What are you doing in Stockton?
I'm an owner now. I have a herd. I drove them all the way from Mexico.
A herd?
See, that calf you gave me was the beginning. Now I have 93 head.
Well, then, 92 must be stolen. You were no good when you left Amigo. No reason to believe you've changed.
Oh, now, come on, that was pretty unfair, Sheriff.
Well, maybe, Nick. Maybe it was. We'll see.
Hey, Mariano. Yeah. Let's ride out and take a look at that herd, huh? Hey, I want to see the herd. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, Jared. All right, college boy. Let's go take a look.
Yes, sir, cowpoke. Well, I might have done something very bad to that sheriff if your brother Nick hadn't stopped me. He's a good man, your brother Nick.
Well, that sheriff called you a thief. That's a pretty hard word.
Yeah, he called me a thief once before, a long time ago. He caught me with a Barkley calf, that sheriff, and he brought me to your brother Nick and asked him to press charges against me. Well, Nick, you know what he did? He looked at me a long time. And then he said, "Did you steal it?" And I said, "No, I found it in some wire. I was bringing it back." And he says, "I believe you." Then he bends down and picks up the calf and hands it to me and says, "Here, now you have one calf. Go and build it up into a herd." Then he turns around and walks away. Did he ever tell you about it?
No. No, he never mentioned it.
Well?
Fine, but you're gonna have to fatten them up.
Oh, yes, I drove them pretty hard, 15 miles a day.
15? That's moving. No complaints from your men?
Oh, my vaqueros and I, we're all partners. I couldn't afford to pay them wages. Besides, I hear the cattle ranches are overstocked this year. We wanted to be the first ones to market to get a good price.
Well, you got here with time to spare. The market doesn't open until next week. Give you a little time to fatten up your herd. All he needs is a good pasture.
You can have our north pasture. We're not using it.
Oh, I thank you, but I've already accepted too many gifts from the Barclays. But would you consider renting the north pasture to me for a week?
Oh. What should we charge? You know, we really could hold them up.
What would you say to, penny an acre?
What?
Penny an acre. Well, that sounds reasonable. You draw up an agreement, I will sign it tonight.
Jared, you're the lawyer.
Bueno. And now, on behalf of my vaqueros, I would like to invite all of you and the rest of you members of your family to a fiesta this evening to celebrate the end of our drive. We will roast a steer, provide singing and music.
One condition. We furnish the steer.
That is acceptable.
Well, you want to try it, big brother?
Now that you ask, no, little sister.
Ladies and gentlemen, senores y senores, we are celebrating tonight an end and a beginning. The end of a long cattle drive and the beginning of a new life for the men who made that drive. My men and I, we are, by profession, well, to be honest, we are just ordinary laborers, voceros. But we have earned by that long drive a chance, a real chance to be true rancheros. Those of you who have wives and children know what this means to our families who are waiting for us in Mexico. When we return, God be willing. A few of you recognize me from 4 years ago when I left this beautiful California valley where I grew up. And in those days you said to yourself, Mariano Montoya, he will come to no good end. He is a bad one. No, es cierto. Oh, sí, it's true, I was. Well, if not a bad one, then not such a good one. Maybe a halfway between one, eh?
Like the rest of us, Mariano.
No matter. You are looking at a very lucky man. I will be in prison tonight, but I am not in prison. I was given my chance. And tonight, I would like to express my deep gratitude to one man and to the lady who raised him to be such a man. Senora?
Oh. Ole, senora.
Amigo.
Oh, Mariano. Gracias.
Speech.
No speeches. Mother, if you will, huh?
Friends, amigos, relatives. First, let me thank Senor Montoya for a truly exquisite gift. It will always remind me of the day he came back to his hometown and made good.
Huh?
And now, since I feel it's a sin to make speeches when we could be listening to music and dancing, unless Nick would...
Now, the only time he makes speeches is when he's mad.
Well then, musica, danza.
Senora, will you honor me with this dance?
You call that dancing? It's more like a steeplechase. Why don't I show you around?
Carlo, magnificent, senora. Maybe someday.
Why not? You've made a wonderful beginning.
Gracias, but... Maestoso.
Senor Montoya, I would like you to meet Prince Oxford, the sire of the Barclay herd.
Senora, tell me, this would be an improper question, but one day it might not be an impossible dream. Maybe I could own such an animal. Tell me, how much would...
Oh, we've been offered $10,000 for him, but we turned it down.
And I dare dream of such an animal.
My husband had no more than you when he started.
Si, senora. But your husband was not a thief.
Neither are you.
But I was. You knew I was stealing that calf.
Mariana.
No. Perhaps Nick believed me, but you always knew.
Now, you listen to me. Do you know why I kept quiet? Because it was plain you wanted to be a man more than you wanted to be a thief. All you needed was a chance to prove it.
So you gave me that chance.
And you proved it.
Caporal. Senora, can you come to the cattle?
Why?
You are needed.
Will you excuse me, senora? Thank you. Thank you for your trust.
Ah, there you are. May I have the honor, lovely lady?
Of course.
Anthrax.
It is not anthrax. It is trail fever. Bury the animal and say nothing to nobody.
You, looking for something to do?
No, I got plenty to do.
Want to borrow this brush?
No.
You got something to say?
Been out to Mariano's herd lately?
Not since I showed him where to pasture. Why?
I don't know. There's something funny going on out there.
Like what?
One of our hands counted Mariano's herd this morning.
What?
Thought he was our guest.
All right, just how many of our cattle has he stolen?
Not a single one.
I hope that satisfies the loyal hands around here.
Look, Nick, I like Mariano, too. Now, you want to hear about this thing or not?
Go ahead.
Well, Mariano came here with 93 head, right?
Right.
He babies every one of them. Every one of those steers is an entry in a bank book to Mariano and his men. Is that it?
That's it.
This morning, there's only 91 head in the pasture.
Could be a break in the fence.
All around the pasture. Fence is taut. No breaks or slacks anywhere.
Yeah, this is the best I can do with this. Heath, come here.
Another one.
Yes. Caporal, it is anthrax. It's in the pasture, in the wind. It is the miasma which kills our cattle. The men want to move out now before more cattle are killed.
Who is Caporal? Is it he or me? It is not anthrax. It is trail fever. There is always trail fever after a long drive. Look at the herd. They're healthy. Look at them. This is our entire future, yours as well as mine. The cattle buyers do not arrive in stock until Monday. Tell me, where? Where will we move our cattle till Monday? Where will we fatten them for market?
Caporal, you're wrong. There's a miasma in this pasture. It is giving anthrax to our cattle. We must move them out at once before they all die.
It is not anthrax. You understand? Not anthrax.
You fellas going somewhere?
Perdón, señor. No hablo inglés.
¿Dónde está Mariano?
Ah, Mariano, caporal. Pues no está aquí. Fue al pueblo.
Ah.
Buenos días, señores. Buenos días. We've never had the honor of having you visit us before, senor. How are you?
Well, we thought we'd drop by and see how you're getting along.
Fine. Thank you. Everything's fine.
Planning on leaving?
Leaving, senor?
I saw one of your men loading up bedrolls.
Oh. Well, Mariano heard there was a buyer in town early today, so he went in to find out. He gave me instructions to have everything ready just in case he made a fast deal.
Haven't had much chance to fatten up your cattle, have you?
No, that is true. Well, we thought, Mariano thought that if we market early, we would make up the difference with a better price.
What's that all about?
Who? Oh, Diego. Can you imagine? He actually believes that he's influencing the price of cattle with all that foolishness.
You're sure he's not trying to drive away evil spirits?
Evil spirits, senor?
Disease. Rico, are any of your cattle sick?
Sick, senor? Why, whatever gave you that idea? Well, look at them. Do any of them look sick to you?
Not the ones I can see, no.
What are you suggesting, senor? Señores. Señores, without Mariano's permission, I cannot permit you to.
Anthrax. Yeah.
It is not anthrax. It is trail fever. A few cattle die from it after every drive. You know that.
Why didn't you tell us about it? Why were you planning to move your herd out before we found out?
I want to see Mariano as soon as he gets back. And don't move a single animal through this gate. I want you men to check every foot of fence in that north pasture. Don't let a single animal get out.
They're moving the cattle out. Now.
All right, let's go.
And we better break out the rifles.
All right, break out the rifles and ammunition.
Sure.
Rico tell you I wanted to see you? You weren't gonna leave without saying goodbye, were you?
Think I would do that?
No, I don't.
You're right. I was going to stop by the ranch house as I drove the herd into town.
Jumping the gun a little, aren't you? I mean, the market doesn't open till Monday.
Well, I figure jumping the gun, that's a good way to get a good price.
Mariano, Rico must have told you what we saw this morning. I know that you've got...
You are wrong. Oh, I lost a few cattle. Nothing serious. Trail fever. A long drive always gets a few that way.
A few? How many?
2, maybe 3.
You're not sure?
3. You want to count them? Compañero, you've always trusted me. You started me in this business. You think I would lie to you?
I'd hate to think so. I also hate to think I was wrong by giving you that first calf.
You are not wrong. Look. Do they look sick to you? Nick. Nick. I'm moving that herd to town. Please, don't try to stop me.
All right. Maybe you're right. Maybe we were mistaken. Maybe it is just trail fever. I'll tell you what. I'll walk through the pasture and see if your cattle are fit. And if they are, you can move them on out.
Nick, anthrax.
I know what anthrax is, and so does Mariano. He wouldn't take his cattle with anthrax through our herd on his way to the market. He knows that an anthrax epidemic will spread through a ranch like a brush fire, killing 2,000 to 3,000 head in less than a week. I have to keep the herd locked up in there.
Nick, those cattle have to be shot.
You're both wrong. You've no right to hold us here. It is this pasture that is killing my cattle. You have no right to shoot my cattle. Adelante, muchachos! Vamos!
Nick, if just one of those sick cattle get loose.
Close that gate. Mariano! We have a right to protect our cattle. If you try to move your herd out, we'll shoot to kill. I guess we'd all feel much better if you and your men had moved into our bunkhouse. You'll be much more comfortable.
We do not want your hospitality. We are your prisoners.
Mariano, in a few days, we may be able to let you move your herd out. The anthrax may not spread.
This pasture of yours that is giving us the fever. There is a miasma here. Unless I can move the cattle, they will all be dead.
Mariano, no one knows how anthrax starts. Sometimes it stops as mysteriously as it starts.
anyway. I won't allow him to shoot your cattle.
Thanks, gringo. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? I once thanked you a long time ago for a calf you gave me. Then again, I thank you for this wonderful pasture at 1 cent an acre. Let me tell you something, gringo. I was stealing that calf. I didn't find it. That's the only way to get anything from the gringos. The gringos run everything, and all we do is say thank you, thank you. Thank you for the right to breathe, for the right to move about, for the right to eat, to sleep. One of us gets a chance to get up there where the gringos are, to earn a decent place in life. The gringos find a way to knock you down.
I guess I was wrong. Heath! Put all the men around this pasture. Don't let a single steer loose. Shoot anyone that tries to break out. Shoot to kill.
I thought I saw you coming. Dinner will be ready in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Your mother says she wants everyone at the dinner table, right on time.
I'll be ready. Silas? Where's Nick?
He's upstairs in his room.
Thank you.
Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. I've seen anthrax come one day and disappear the next.
I've seen it when it hasn't.
Nick told me what happened this afternoon.
Yeah,
It's just horrible that it had to happen to Mariano. That hurt means so much to him.
I know.
He drove them over 1,000 miles, all the way from Mexico. All his dreams are wrapped up in them. Everything he wants to be.
Look, I know all about that. And I know if he loses that herd, he'll be right back to what he used to be. Now, is there anything else you want to tell me that I already know?
No, I guess not.
I'm sorry, Audrey, I didn't mean it.
Silas, better make sure there's plenty of coffee tonight. I think we'll be doing a lot of talking.
I'll make sure.
Yeah? Can I come in? You're in. Anything wrong? You know what's wrong.
Get to the point.
Nick, those cattle have to be shot. That's the way it's always done. That's the only way to do it.
I've given my orders.
I know you have. I passed it on to the men. But now, if you just let me say what I got to say, then I'll shut up. I can understand you're wanting to help Mariano.
You know, I knew Mariano a year before he was allowed to talk to me. He was 10 years old, so was I. He used to sit in the corner in my old clothes and watch his mother scrub these floors. Every day she came to clean the Barclay Palacio. If Mariano opened his mouth, she'd say, "Don't bother the senores." Well, finally, he was allowed to play with us a little bit. That is, as if he was respectful and called me Senor Nick. 2 10-year-old boys. Senor Nick.
Do you know what that herd means to him? Do you? What if it was yours? Wouldn't you lie for it, steal for it, even kill for it?
I'm sorry, Nick. Like Mariano said, my brother's a good man.
Whether they brought it up from Mexico or caught it from some kind of miasma in our pasture doesn't really matter, does it? Either way, we can't let Mariano move his herd without risking an outbreak of anthrax among our own. Just like the one we had 5 years ago. How many head did we lose that time, Nick?
Close to 3,000.
As I see it, we only have 2 choices. Killing Mariano's cattle, which is the traditional way of handling the problem, or keeping them contained in the pasture until they die by themselves.
They're both so drastic. Isn't there something else?
Has anyone ever heard of vaccination?
Of what?
Vaccination.
Mm-mm.
It's a new technique they're experimenting with at school. It was developed by a Frenchman, Professor Pasteur. It's a new cure for anthrax.
Yes, I've heard of Pasteur and his theories.
Anything to it?
I don't know. Most reputable scientists seem to think it's all a lot of nonsense. At any rate, it's still just experimental.
But it works. I've seen it. Professor Hawthorne at school is experimenting with Pasteur's methods. He injects some of the anthrax germs into healthy cattle.
Germs?
Yeah. They're tiny organisms visible only under a microscope. Pasteur says they cause anthrax, and a lot of other things, too.
And you can't see them, huh?
No.
Something like elves and fairies.
I've seen it work.
Gene, I'm sorry.
Heath. Jean, dear, don't be angry with them. If they seem intolerant, it's just because they're not used to feeling helpless.
Don't worry, Mother. I'm not angry with him. I'm going back to the university tonight. His train leaving for Berkeley in about an hour.
So all of Mariano's cattle will have to die, one by one by one.
Take your men and leave us alone! Mariano! We don't want anybody killed. Now be sensible! You be sensible! We're taking our cattle out of here! ¡Móntense, muchachos! Mariano! We don't want anybody killed. But if you force it, we'll kill. All right. Let's give up. We will not give up. We'll fight to the end. Adelante, muchachos. No tengo miedo. Lo llevo como los hombres.
Did you hear what he said? Yeah, I heard what he said. He's gonna die fighting for less than 90 scraggly steers.
Mother!
Jean!
Professor Hawthorne, my mother, Mrs. Barker.
How do you do? How on earth?
I got to Berkeley at 4 this morning. I persuaded the professor to come
4
with me.
o'clock? Oh, good heavens, you must be tired. I'll get you some coffee.
Oh, it's all right, Mrs. Barkley. Eugene seemed to feel it was urgent.
Mother, Professor Hawthorne has a cure for anthrax. Right there.
It can work.
Can?
If the disease isn't too far advanced in the animals, it will work. Massive doses have cured anthrax before. I've seen it happen.
Is it safe?
As I see it, Mrs. Barkley, you have nothing to lose by letting me vaccinate those animals. And everything to gain.
Mother, Professor Hawthorne has worked directly with Professor Pasteur. Have faith in him. Have faith in me.
Follow me, please.
Mother, I can't ask Mariano to go along with this. Some experimental vaccine that nobody's ever heard of.
Well, I can. Mariano has no choice, and neither have we. Mariano! Mariano!
I can hear you. I can also shoot you. So be very careful.
I trusted you once. Now you must trust me. We may be able to save your cattle.
You will save my cattle.
It's possible.
You let us move out?
Not yet, but if we can cure them, we'll let you move.
Cure them? There is no cure for anthrax.
Professor Hawthorne thinks otherwise.
Professor, what are you, a school teacher?
Yes?
You expect me to believe a school teacher has a cure for anthrax?
Tell him how it works, Professor.
Certainly. You see, I inject the vaccine into the animal with this syringe. Now, it's painless. From then on, healthy animals are immune from anthrax.
Immune?
Yes, they won't catch it from other animals.
Catch it from other animals? Why should they catch it? They don't get it from other animals. There is a miasma in that field. If I can move out the healthy cattle, they will be safe.
You see...
Look, you don't understand. The professor's trying to tell you that the disease is caused by germs. Tiny organisms too small to see without a microscope.
Mariano, what if we test it with some of our own cattle? Then we can see if it harms them.
What difference does it make to you, senor, huh? If you lose one steer, you have thousands.
All right, we'll pay you top price for your cattle. Now you have no risk in vaccinating them.
No, senora. The money is important to me, yes. But there is one thing more important. I am the first one of my people to drive a herd to the stock sale. And that you can't take away from me. However, there is one way. Prince Oxford.
No.
Good faith, senor, huh? Stick that needle into that $10,000 prize pool. And then I will believe in your good faith.
Heath, bring the bull out here. I don't usually make a request twice.
No.
Why not? You agreed.
I'm sorry, senora. No. Your bull is very strong. The vaccine could be a needle full of water for all I know. If you use it out here and the bull does not get anthrax, it only proves that your bull is strong enough to survive a needle full of water. But put him in there, where the miasma is killing my cattle. Leave him in that part of the pasture. Then we will see if it works.
Well, I'm sure it'll work, Mother.
Muchas gracias, señora.
Gracias, señor.
El toro está enfermo. La miasma le ha dado la tosa.
You really expect that bull will live now?
Well, if we do lose him, we can say we took a chance to prove our good faith.
Muchachos, quiero hablar con ustedes.
The serum works. How long will it usually take?
I have seen dramatic recoveries within an hour.
What?
Can't tell.
Caporal. The bull is dead.
He's dead?
He is dead.
you think? Please let go. Put it down. I have to shoot my cattle. I cannot let them live if you sacrifice your prices. Put it down. Dylan, look at them. Look at them, Mariano. They're not even listening to you. They're not as ashamed as you are. Put it down.
I'm sorry, senor. You're the one man in the world who ever treated me with respect, and I have lied to you twice.
He moves. He moves. He is alive.
To Mariano and his next herd, may it be as rewarding as the one he sold today.
Gracias,
To Mariano.
Good luck.
Mariano. Saludos, amigos.
Saludos.
I thought maybe you'd like to start your next herd with Prince Oxford's newest son. He's vaccinated, of course.
Boy, I smell that honeysuckle.
Mm-hmm. A night like this always reminds me of the girl I once met. A little place called Willow Springs. Her name was Jean. Jeannie Price. She had hair the color of that moon there.
Little Springs, that's down around Napa, isn't it? A little farming town.
Quiet and peaceful. Trees all around. That's how I met her, you know. Falling out of a tree.
Falling out of a tree?
Next to a church. She had climbed up to watch the dance that was going on inside, and she lost her balance. Landed right at my feet. I asked her if she'd like to dance with me, but thought her dress wasn't good enough. I did get to walk her home, though. And there was another big tree sitting right out front of her place. Had one of those chair swings hanging down from it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We sat there for hours and just held hands and talked. It's funny. I knew Jeannie for, just a couple of weeks, but it seemed like we'd known each other forever. Guess it always seems that way when you're only 18.
Did you ever go back and see her again?
No, I thought about it, but I just never had the time.
What was that?
Wolf? Nothing like I ever heard.
Must smell like wolf.
I better tie down that stallion before he breaks loose and takes the bunch with him.
I'll tighten down the stakes.
That's it.
Easy. You heard bad? I don't know. A wolf doesn't usually attack when there's a fire, unless... Well, take a look at him. Take a look. The one, it didn't sound like a wolf.
Rabbit?
Rabbit. We gotta get that cauterized quick.
Go ahead. Get to it.
How does it look, Doc?
They're deep, but I don't think I need to take any stitches. How quick did you cauterize it?
Right away.
Well, that's the main thing. In fact, a salve and this bandage is about all that I can do.
Doc, we rode all night to get here. There's got to be more.
There is no medicine that'll stop rabies. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet? What do you mean, not yet?
Oh, there's some talk in Europe of a serum. But so far, that's all it is, just talk. Now, the main symptoms are headaches and fits of rage. These will help with the headache.
But then you're saying there isn't anything we can do.
Just wait and hope.
Hope? Hope for what?
Rabies has a 60-day incubation period. If you're still alive after that, chances are you'll stay that way.
You know anyone that stayed alive, Doc?
No. But there have been cases on record.
60 days.
Want a drink?
No.
Listen, Nick, he doesn't know everything. We'll get home, we'll see Dr. Moreau.
Oh, come on, Heath. Let's not kid each other. The medical profession is run clean out of miracles. Besides, I don't want anybody at home to know about this.
Not even the family?
Nobody.
Nick, you're gonna need all the help they can give.
Help? For 60 days, I'll have my ups and downs. The next 60 days, I'm gonna die. I don't want the rest of the family dying with me. I want your word on that, Heath. Your word.
You got it.
Is anything wrong with your soup, Nick?
What? Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, Mother.
Would you prefer something else?
No.
You know, I think he just got too used to that bullfrog stew of Heath's. Isn't that it, Nick?
Scorched to perfection over an open campfire.
Believe me, after 2 weeks of that, civilized cooking takes some getting used to.
Did I hear my cooking mentioned?
Not mentioned, my boy. Cursed.
Plain jealousy. Sorry I'm late. That new stallion kicked part of the corral fence down.
Did you get it fixed?
Partly.
Partly? What do you mean, partly?
Well, it had to be reinforced. The boys are working on it.
Oh.
That's quite a horse, Nick.
It'll be rough to break.
Yes, you know, considering that he's not broken, don't you think you paid a trifle too much for him?
Trifle too much. That horse is some of the best breeding in this state.
Well, I'm sure he'd sire a fine line, provided he doesn't have to be gelded.
Gelded?
Well, if you can't break him, that's a possibility, isn't it?
Are you trying to tell me I'm not a good judge of horse flesh?
Of course not, Nick. I'm merely trying
Nick Jarrett, if you don't like that stallion, you take him back. And the mayor's with him.
Nick. What's the matter with him?
He's been acting like a stranger ever since he came back from that trip.
Well, I suppose it could have been my fault.
Get loose. Well, he jumped the fence. Jumped the fence. Why didn't somebody stop him? Are you blind? That stallion's too valuable to be lost.
Oh, Nick, it was only an accident.
When I want your back talk, I'll ask for it.
Heath.
You know, Heath, once when Nick was 16 years old, he got trapped in a mine shaft. I was up in San Francisco studying law. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I started writing, and I didn't stop writing until I got home. Nobody had to tell me my brother was in trouble. I just knew it, the way I know now. You know, Heath, silence doesn't spare the people you love. Sometimes it hurts them worse.
There's nothing I can tell you, Jared. Nothing.
Come in. Oh, Mother, I was waiting for you.
We just got back from town. Silas tells us you're going to Vallejo.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the yearling sale wasn't until next week.
I thought I'd go up a little early, look the stock over a little ahead of time, is all.
Oh.
I'll get my gear.
I know. No sense of both of us going. I'm just going to be picking up a couple of head.
Well, I'll have Silas pack some food in your saddlebags.
Why, Nick? Because of what happened this afternoon?
I could have killed you this afternoon, Heath. You know that? I thought of it. For a split second there, I could have split your skull with the nearest rock. Next time, I just might do it.
Well, maybe there won't be a next time.
Oh, come on, Heath. We agreed not to kid each other, remember? Besides, that's only a part of it.
What's the other part?
The last few weeks of my life should count for something. I mean, besides cattle and horses and making money, it should count for something special. I don't know what it is. I know I gotta go look for it. Maybe it's something I passed somewhere along the way without noticing.
And if you don't find it?
Well, at least I've looked.
So you gotta go look. But where?
Anywhere. Willow Springs, maybe.
Willow Springs?
Yeah.
Kind of like to see whether Jeannie's hair is still as yellow as ever. And you stick with that stallion here.
Silas, put the bags on your horse. Oh. Have a good trip, Nick.
Thanks, Mother.
Mother, where's Nick going?
I don't know.
When's he coming back?
I don't know that either. Hi.
Hi.
Is your mother home? Well, I'd like to speak with her.
Mister, that's my swing.
Well, do you, mind if I use it for a minute? Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon?
I'm, looking for a friend of mine. Girl named Jeannie Price. Does she still live here? Could you tell me where she does live?
Have you tried the saloon?
I don't think you quite understand, ma'am. Her family runs the dry goods store.
There isn't any. Prospectors lean more toward wet goods.
Prospectors? What about the farmers? This used to be a farming town.
Oh, that was a long time ago, before they started mining.
Well, ma'am, I've come a long way, and, well, I wonder if you know anybody that might tell me where I could find her.
Well, the ones I know don't live any place more than a few months. You might try the graveyard.
Graveyard?
Oh, about 7 years ago, right after the miners started coming, they had a typhoid epidemic. They say it almost wiped out the whole town.
I see. Thank you.
Hey, mister. I sure hope you don't find her.
Whiskey. A bottle.
That'll be $3. Take what you need.
Who's there? Get out of here! Hey, mister. Oh, mister. Do you think you can stand up? Come on. Come on, Trot. Come on.
You awake, mister? Mom told me to stay here and watch it till she got back from the store.
You're the one I saw at the door, aren't you? Ooh. Oh.
She said you wasn't to try to move.
She's right.
I'm watching you, mister. Mom. He's awake.
Oh, fine, Tommy. Now you go out and get some firewood. Come on. Morning. How do you feel?
I've had a lot of hangovers in my day. Whew.
You had more than a hangover. 2 men tried to rob you in the front yard last night.
Oh?
Hey, take it easy.
Did you,
It was Poe's. I was mending it. He's my boss. I work in the Chinese laundry. Look, there was no choice. The doctor's out of town.
funny, the last thing I remember was buying a bottle.
Are you hungry?
Oh, no.
Well, you got a bad gash on your head. Last night, I wasn't sure you'd make it.
I'm much obliged for you taking me in, Mrs.
It's Miss Jenkins. Julia Jenkins. Tommy's my son.
My name is Nick Barkley.
I know. You did a lot of talking last night. You were delirious.
I've been a lot of trouble to you, ma'am. I'd like to pay you for it.
I'm used to trouble. But there is something you can do for me. I mean, if you really want to pay.
I do.
I've lived hard. Guess you can tell that. I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Tommy's father was one of them. I met him in a saloon in Tucson. He was a pretty talker. You know what I mean? A real pretty talker. But he had two things he didn't mention. Price on his head and a wife. He was hung when Tommy was a year old. Since then, I've been drifting. Taking whatever job I can get as long as it isn't in a saloon. Pretty soon I'll have enough money to take Tommy back to Massachusetts. To my folks' farm. He can grow up decent there. Make a good life for himself. But I want him to start even, like other kids. With a clean and proper name. I don't want him to get old enough to hear the whispers. That's why I'm asking you to marry me.
Marry you.
Oh, look, I know you don't wanna. I mean, I know what I am. I'm an ex-saloon girl. That doesn't change what I want from my boy.
Why me?
Because even a saloon girl can't shame a dying man.
I must have done a lot of talking last night.
Now look, it'll be a strict bargain. Your name for my care. I'll stay with you right to the end. I'll give you a decent burial, anything else you want.
Decent burial. No, thanks.
You said you wanted to pay.
Price is too high. Oh. I still can't pay.
Yeah, I had to try. Guess I didn't expect you to. I'll get you some coffee.
Supper's ready.
Be right there.
When are you gonna let me try him?
Now, you know Nick doesn't want you riding half-broken stock.
Nick. A lot he cares. He didn't even say goodbye.
Mom! Nick, you shouldn't be up.
If I stay in that bed one more day, I'm going to sprout roots. No help. Work on getting my sea legs back myself. Which reminds me, where are my boots?
I'll get him.
I want to thank you for sewing my shirt. Looks almost like new.
It's a special stitch that Poe taught me.
Uh-huh. Well, now, will you look at this, all shined up. Boy, you sure are good to me.
They were kind of dusty, so I shined them.
Huh?
Shined your spurs, too.
Oh, look at those.
Want me to put your boots on for you?
No, not right now, Tommy. But I do want you to have these. Gotta have spurs to ride a cutting horse, you know.
A cutting horse?
Mine. I want you to exercise them for me. Will you do that? What's the matter?
Well, I ain't never rode a cutting horse.
Well, now, don't you think it's about time you learn?
Well, yeah, but... Well, who's gonna teach me?
I will, just as soon as I get those boots on by myself.
Honest, Mr. Barkley?
Honest.
You promise?
I promise.
Can I show him to Mr. Poe?
Oh, sure.
Mr. Barkley, you can use my swing.
He's never had a man around before. Means a lot to him.
Yeah,
Nick?
Nick, what is it? Nick! What's the matter? Let me help you! Nick!
Water.
Are they always this bad?
Getting worse.
What is it, Audra?
Chicken Creole. Nick's favorite. Well, wouldn't you think it'd at least write her something? I mean, he's been gone for weeks.
Oh, he'll be back soon. The yearling sale ended yesterday, didn't it, Jared?
Yes. Yes, it did.
When he comes home, I'm not even going to talk to him.
Excuse me.
Well, anyway, if he thinks he can just
Audra,
leave...
eat your dinner. Excuse me, too, please.
Well, honestly, what's the matter with everybody around here?
I wish you wouldn't leave, Nick.
Been nearly 2 months, Julia. The end could come almost any time. That last attack made me realize it.
The offer of care still goes. No charge.
As soon as Tommy forgets me, the better.
Oh, he's full of plans. He thinks you're going to stay.
He'll forget as soon as you get him to Massachusetts.
Where are you going?
Come here, son. I'm leaving, Tommy.
But I thought you liked it here.
I do.
Are you coming back?
I can't.
Well, wasn't you even going to say goodbye?
I was going to let your mother say it for me.
Oh. Well, guess I won't be needing these no more.
No, wait a minute. I gave them to you. I want you to keep them.
There ain't much use for spurs in Massachusetts. Here.
Bye, Tommy.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Said you'd teach me how to ride a cutting horse. Promise, Nick. You promised. You promised! You gonna stay, Nick? Are you?
For just as long as it counts, Tommy. For just as long as it counts.
Heath, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want a straight answer. You know something about Nick you're not telling us. What is it? Heath, you can see what this is doing to us. You can see that it's tearing Mother and Audra to pieces. All right, then. Can you tell me this? Do you know where Nick is?
I think so.
Then you give him a message for me. You tell him that whatever trouble he's in, his family has the right to share it with him. That it's our duty to help him if we can, and it's his duty to let us, and that he doesn't have the privilege to change that. Do you understand? You tell him to come on home. Tell him Pappy says so.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Nick Barkley.
Ah, Miss Julia has told me about you. I am Paul Sien.
Yeah, she mentioned you, too. Told me about the Scholar's Gap and how you used to be a Taoist priest.
That was a long time ago. Now I am a laundryman.
A laundryman that reads Tennyson.
Life changes.
For all of us, I'm afraid.
Miss Julia tells me you have changed it most pleasantly for her and Tommy.
They've done the same for me.
Then all three have found rare gift.
Tennyson?
Lao Tzu.
Po, I left the last tub to soak. In the morning, I'll... Nick.
I came to take you home.
Oh, well, you needn't bother.
Well, it's kind of late for you to go wandering about the streets by yourself, isn't it?
Thanks.
Good night, Mr. Shen.
Good night, Mr. Barkley. A very nice meeting you.
Same here. See you tomorrow night.
Good night, Po.
Good night, Miss Julia.
All right, hold it right there, both of you. What do you want?
That wad of bills that's in your pocket. Now you just drop them back over your shoulder real easy like, and nobody will get hurt.
Julia? Julia? Julia?
Get a doctor, quick.
My turn to have a hangover.
How is she?
Bad. I can't save her.
You sure?
I wish I weren't.
How long?
An hour? Maybe less.
I'm right here, Julia. Right here.
I have a bad one, haven't I? A real killer. Right.
Right.
Funny, I didn't feel a thing. Tommy. Nick, you take him back to my folks. Will you?
I promise.
Only one regret. A name. I didn't get him a name.
Yes, you did, Julia. Yes, you did. Is there a preacher in this town? A circuit judge?
You won't be back until next week.
Is there anyone that can marry us? You sure? This is very important to her.
I'm sorry.
Paul, as a Taoist priest, you do have the authority, don't you?
In parts of China, yes, but not here.
Could you perform a marriage ceremony? I mean, one similar to ours.
Yes, but it would not be legal.
That doesn't matter. What does matter is that Julia believes. Poe, she deserves to die feeling her son has a legitimate name.
Very well. Excuse me.
Julia, Poe's going to marry us.
In my country, long ago, a wise man spent his life in search of truth. His name was Lao Tzu. He has said that if a man and woman pledge themselves with honor and sincerity, their spirits are one. For truth lies not in words, but in the heart. If you, Nick, and you, Julia, pledge with true hearts, I pronounce you man and wife.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Mrs. Barkley.
Oh, what are you doing here? How'd you get here so quick?
What do you mean so quick?
Well, I just had a wire an hour ago. Oh, Tommy, this is my brother Heath.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi.
What'd you wire about?
That's about Tommy. I promised his mother I'd get him back to Massachusetts. And, well, I'd kind of like you to do it for me.
Oh, no, you take him. I don't like long trips.
Well, now you know I can't.
What do you mean you can't? Haven't you been counting? Boy, howdy, it's been 65 days, Nick.
You sure?
I've sweated every one of them.
What's he mean? What's he talking about?
I'll tell you what he's talking about, Tommy. He's talking about a long trip to Massachusetts, and I'm going to take you to that farm personally. Whoa! Oh, Tommy! Whoa!